I think one of the worst ways that a person can punish themselves is to carry this huge load of guilt and shame. And guilt is a terrible thing because we all do wrong stuff. No one is lucky enough not to do things that don't make us feel very badly about ourselves. But then we tend to carry this bag of guilt with us. Let me talk to you about guilt for a moment. Guilt is a terrible thing. Guilt is one of those things, it is so heavy. And when you carry it on your shoulders, it tends to push you down. It tends to drag you down. It tends to bring you to a place where you do not really want to be. You see, the thing about guilt is, guilt asks for punishment. When you were a small child and you've done something wrong and you were punished, you didn't like the punishment, but afterwards you felt better. And that is how we still operate. We feel that when we were punished, then the guilt is paid. And sometimes because there's no real punishment, especially if you've done something that other people do not really know about, but you feel guilty, we start to punish ourselves. And that punishment can come in various forms. You can punish yourself with all the thoughts, all the words that you tell yourself. Tell yourself how bad you are, how terrible you are, that you are a total loser, and all those things. That is one way. The other way is to physically hurt yourself. And that is why we get so many people actually cutting themselves, hurting themselves, because they feel that punishment is what they deserve. There's another reason for why people cut and injure themselves as well, that we will talk about later. But for now, when you punish yourself or when somebody else has punished you, then you feel better. But let me tell you something. There's no reason for you to be punished. When you bring your real guilt, and there are two forms of guilt, real guilt and false guilt. When you bring your real guilt to Jesus Christ, when you confess it to Him, the Bible tells us clearly that God forgives us our sins. He forgives us our trespasses. And He never ever thinks about that ever again. The problem is we still think about it. And the devil still thinks about it. And he likes to remind you about all the things that you have done wrong. But the first thing to deal with real guilt is just bring it to God. Bring it to Him, confess it to Him, tell Him, Father, I've done this. Not that He doesn't know it, but it brings it out into the light. And the moment something is brought into the light, you can be set free. But then there's another terrible kind of guilt, and that is false guilt. That is the feelings that you carry in your heart and you feel guilty about something that you did not really do wrong. Let me give you an example. I read about this story of a little girl when she was 10 years old. She got angry with her dad, and in a moment of anger, she shouted and she screamed and she said, I hate you, I wish you'd die. And during that week, something happened and her father did die. And you can just imagine the guilt that she's been carrying with her, even into her adulthood. But you see, a little girl of 10 cannot really kill her dad in a moment of anger. But the devil saw that opportunity, and he started to convince her that her dad died because of what she said. And for years and years, she was carrying this huge bundle of guilt on her shoulders. The thing is, the devil is the one who makes us feel guilty. And the only way that you can deal with that is to remember what the Word says, that Jesus has paid your price. Even if you were guilty, just bring it to Him. Even if you feel guilty like this woman because of what she said as a young child, just bring it up into the light. Bring it to Jesus. Tell Him, Lord, I did say that, but I was innocent, and now I accept your forgiveness for that. But now the important thing is, I forgive myself. You see, the only way that you will ever get rid of guilt is to, number one, bring you to God. Number two, if it is a total lie from Satan, is to reject that lie. Reject it. Tell him in so many words, Satan, you are a liar. I was not guilty. And you are not going to hold me in this prison of guilt any longer. And then the third thing is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. Just stand in front of a mirror if you have to do that. Look into your own eyes and tell yourself, listen, self, Jesus has forgiven me. And now I make the choice to forgive me as well. I really want to encourage you not to allow false guilt, real guilt, whatever kind of guilt, to hold you in bondage and in a prison any longer. Get rid of that. Be set free. You don't need to go through life like this. I trust that this little word that I'm sharing with you today will set you free from every kind of guilt. And once again, please subscribe to my channel. Share these videos so that other people can hear as well. And as I said previously, I offer counseling, even online, if you can't come to me. So check out my website, stefesbach.co.za. There you will find a page where you can book your counseling session. But get rid of all these heavy burdens. May God bless you, and may you have a wonderful day.